This is Jackie, and I'm here with the starting line. Day 2, 25th anniversary of Vans Warped Tour. I'm still standing. I don't know about you guys.
We actually just got here probably 30 minutes ago. We played a show in Boston last night, and just drove till 2 or 3 a.m. and woke up and drove here. So,
So
yeah,
we're all in the same boat today.
yeah, we feel all right. So, but looking forward to today for sure.
Nice. Established 1999 tour just started, so you're fueling up. This is like a day off. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's a day on Warped is definitely not an easy day.
It's a day at the beach.
I'll take that any day. That's good. So your tour just started. A band together for 20 years. What do you attribute to your band's longevity?
Patience.
Yeah, patience, loyalty, I think. I think that there's something to be said for just being loyal to the people that in your band. If they're good at heart and this is the people that you started with, it's like, I think we adopted like a mentality of everybody's in this band and we don't replace people, like even if there are like people that seemingly have cooler personalities or like better like musical abilities, we're just like we're married to each other, so let's do this thing.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah.
You actually like each other. That's good. That
Yeah.
helps.
And we learn to give each other space too. We take long periods of time away from each other, so it really is nice seeing each other when we do.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah.
You don't want to get sick of each other.
You don't.
You want to like spending time with each other. That's important.
It's easy to get sick of each other.
I think in any relationship that happens. So, any plans to follow up 2016's anyways?
Yeah, there's loose plans.
I like loose plans.
Yeah.
That's a plan.
Showing him, yeah, I've been playing him like little licks and stuff. I just need to like really make them songs. They're not quite songs yet. Yeah.
I like that, and I take that tease too. What inspires your songwriting now?
You know, it's just things like I'll just like think of just like I'll hear something just in conversation, like someone will say like object permanence, and then that'll just like stick in my head, and then so things like that get my gears moving these days. I don't
Random
know.
conversations.
Yeah, just random conversation, then just like bits of things that just like are a little bit mind engaging.
Interesting. All right. Is there a song in your collection that you'll never play live?
Ooh.
There's
There's a couple.
maybe like 15.
There's a couple. 15.
There's a song, the last song based on a true story called "Cut Print It." I think
Oh, really? That's
well,
the
no,
one?
no, but no,
I'd
that's
play
not the
that
one.
one,
I
yeah.
would too.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's one of those things where you listen to it back and we're just like, oh, what did we do in that song?
Yeah.
And I don't think we have the capacity, or some of us don't have the capacity. I'm speaking about myself, to remember all those parts. But what's another one? Is Bedroom Talk? Is that off the list?
Bedroom Talk's done just because, like, I don't know. It was sort of like an attempt at humor. I think kind of gone wrong a little bit. Like, I don't have regrets for writing it. I just don't want to really play it anymore, just because I'm not a 20-year-old and I don't have that same sense of humor. But now, yeah, I mean, like, just based on a true story in general, like, I was going through that because there's so many that we don't hit from that, because it's like we were just throwing everything in the kitchen sink into those songs. And so listening to it now, it's just like, where's this thing gonna go? Oh, another part? Oh, an outro? And so it's not like awful, but it's just like, we don't really write songs like that anymore.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah. But there are a few we're gonna dust off. There's a little, another tease. Yeah.
Fair enough. So as you're sort of starting to work on new music, how do you feel about music streaming now? That certainly wasn't an issue when your band got started.
I mean, personally, like, I love it. I mean, it's how people are listening to music now, and I think the fact that you can, dig into any band's old record, find similar artists. I think for music discovery platform, it's the greatest thing ever. I think it's opened my world to a ton of different music. I think listening habits of any music fan have become more genre agnostic, where I think when I was growing up, I loved, punk, I loved Fat Records, I loved, Get Up Kids, and a certain style of band. And I guess periphery was pretty sort of narrow, and I think streaming has allowed people to dig into playlists and find new artists and really get inspired. So I think it's been great for bands like us especially.
Just to play devil's advocate, I would like to say that, like, I think it's a good entry point to discover bands. I don't love the breakdown of how it treats artists, and I also don't love the place that, like, actually selling music is in right now. But I will say that I use it all the time. I love streaming as well. I think that, like, it's an unbelievable resource, but I would urge everybody, if you find someone, especially these artists that are up and coming and really, like, just trying at it and, like, kind of starving, find out their music through streaming and then buy their physical stuff through the band, through the label. It really, really helps.
It doesn't help that it's really hard to buy a physical CD now.
CDs are tough. There's not a lot of people doing CDs, and that does kind of bum me out because I think CDs are underrated. But records are also dope, and they usually come with download cards, so they're nice.
Do you think because of music streaming, you'll be more likely to release like a one-off single or an EP, or do you want to wait till you have a cohesive album that sends one message?
I like 7 inches because they can be an EP if you're streaming them online. They're easy to digest. It's usually like 15 minutes or something like that, and it's also easy to record. It's like more than just one song. I don't know. I like 7 inches right now for us.
And I think for somebody like us, we stopped touring full time, 7 years ago ish. And I think for us, not being a full-time band, living in different parts of the country, being able to come back together and record 2 or 3 songs, I think it's super fun and exciting for us, and it takes a lot of the pressure off. And we don't have to support it with a full tour. We can play a handful of shows, and for us, I think that's the right model.
Sounds like it's flexible for you guys. What's up next after Warped Tour?
Next, we go home for a little bit, and then we're playing out in LA at the Fonda to continue the established 1999 tour. And then from there, we go and play the West Coast Warp date up in Mountain View.
Well, stay tuned for much more from the starting line. This is Jackie. Thanks to In the Key of Change and Chorus FM.